talking about the censure in Parliament on Thursday. You can join in the conversation by calling these numbers 0302-908-607. You can share your thought with us. But before that, let's quickly watch the video.
To pass a vote of censure on the minister responsible for finance. Those in favor after the secret vote is 136. Those against, 0.
Geoffrey, right?
Right.
This name. I can say Jeffrey.
Yeah.
Right. That's
so it's just like leopard. So LEO sometimes you can go both ways.
Leopard.
It's both the British and then the English spelling. So the Americans like it easy.
I keep saying Jeffrey.
Yes, it's better. Yeah, it's the same pronunciation, but just that the British spelling goes like GEOFFREY. But the Americans make it easy for us, like JEFFREY.
Right. Thank you for schooling me this morning, right? But let's quickly do this. The Cedi, I mean, is back. Yes, okay. It's back. Government has been able to arrest it this time around. It's 12.9 as at yesterday when I checked. Right. What do you make of all of this? Is it a happy time? Should we jubilate now?
Early days yet, but it's not jubilating. I mean, it's like a football match where you can even have a goals cap down. Let's say, for example, you are down by 3-0, and then you equalize one of the goals. You draw one back. I mean, it's important to actually celebrate it, while you look forward to it might not come again. So it's worth celebrating it, and we should start analyzing and looking at what we might have done that is right, and did we do the right things to get the achievement, or it's an autopilot system that just worked our way. For example, let me use football again because we are in the season. Like if you were playing football and then it was an own goal, it counts for you, but that's not your effort, though. So let's be very, very honest and say a good congratulations to the Ministry of Finance and then I think the economic management team for a good job done. For now, like you rightly said, I think you got me back to memory lane when you mentioned that. Whether it was actually the arrest of the Cedi,
exactly.
And if it's the arrest of the dollar, then I'm hoping it shouldn't be a cell; it should be the prison itself. We should imprison the dollar.
Locked forever.
Exactly, and then this time around, the key shouldn't be handed to anybody else. The key should be thrown in the sea.
Give it to Baumia. It should be given to Baumia for keeps, right?
That's by the way, but I think it's a good thing to look at it. It could be that maybe we're playing some fiscal policies that are working our way. And I'm praying. I'm just praying. That is not about an influx of a dollar into the system by the Bank of Ghana. In the past, they would tell us the only thing they were doing in the past that I didn't like was the fact that they announced that they were going to throw some dollar in the system. And I thought, I said it on this platform, I thought that was actually a way of announcing it to the dollar hawks. I call some group dollar hawks. They are in the system. They actually hunt for the opportunity. When the dollar comes out, they quickly hunt the dollar down and then they buy it. Even as the dollar is down against the Cedi, I'm still a bit jittery. I'm a bit careful because if these dollar hawks are not kind to us, they might also buy the dollar at this.
Dollar hawks.
Yes. They actually hunt the dollar down. When the dollar gets down, they buy it and hoard it.
Don't we have people regulating this whole thing?
Okay, so that's how bad it is for our country. You have a country where, look, I believe in every other business where you can have international trade, but that's okay. But drive down the lane of airports and then Tudu. You see foreigners standing and buying and selling currency. Why in this world would you see that? Who allows that? What happens in the evening? Do they repatriate all the dollar back to their countries? Can they? Will they? I mean, somebody should be interested in this one. So that if you wanted to do, the black market operation hurts the dollars against the Cedi system a lot. Because these persons are actually buying the dollar, holding and they hold the dollar on.
And nothing has been done about it up till now.
You see, we need to start applying the rules and letting the rules work. at the start of it, you get a group that comes out and say government is making things tough. What are we talking about? Is it the law?
Right.
Are we going by the law? But politicians will always be politicians. Not this government, not the government before. They are together in this thing. They will sit back and allow these dollar hawks and black market operators to make things difficult for us. In the first place, another international trade issue. Why do you need the dollar? Because you have taste for foreign goods.
Exactly.
One of the biggest problems. You buy to the extent that you even buy, now people trade and buy. You are buying the rice in huge quantities. There's rice sitting in Tamale and other northern parts of this country. There's enough poultry that we could have produced. We've killed our poultry industry in that Sunyani part. You know, we actually deliberately ensured that, look, the Bono Enclave, where we could get our eggs and poultry products, we murdered it by not actually patronizing and not putting, look, in international trade business, there's something we call economic nationalism. Every other country must grow and eat what they produce. And when you are doing that, producing doesn't mean just growing poultry, but then also all through the lines, you know, producing the egg and then producing the feed and everything else, such that it becomes a running industry. You produce almost everything, and then you run the whole production chain and have it so much that the value chain ends in your system. Do not run aside that you open your market up and then influx of other goods. If it's such that you want to protect your local industry, you have to do that. And you have to do that to the fullest. Nigeria just recently did some with the help of a Ghanaian.
Right.
Sorry. And the Ghanaian told them to put taxes and then also grow the rice and feed their market. In Ghana, when you start the discussion, then our importers will tell you.
But now there's a lot of local rice in the system, actually.
Oh, but whenever the discussion comes up, our importers will tell you the local market cannot feed itself, so they have to import rice, which is not true. But you know what? International trade rules, you cannot stop them from importing. All we have to do is to place higher taxes on the imported rice. And that's protecting your local industry. It's accepted. It's a way forward. That's the way forward to ensure that we are able to protect our local market and ensure that when we produce more, we consume, saturate our markets, and then export. Balance of trade. This is basic economics.
Right.
It was even taught us in the secondary school. So, I mean, I don't need to be the best fiscal policy analyst or the smartest man on the block. It is basic. Produce more, saturate your market, export some of what you've produced for forex. You get people to come and buy some of yours. If for nothing at all, look at that giant building sitting next to the World Trade Center, as we call it, in Accra, Heritage, next to the Heritage Towers. African Continental Free Trade Area. It's actually to accelerate trade amongst Africans. It should be by Africans and for Africans. But I laugh every day because I know my Africans. People are going to be fronting for white businesses, and they are going to be selling on that platform. That is one of the sides anyway. But the platform, as you said, no complaints. Produce and sell. If you are ready to sell, you can trade. Look, you are in a country where today, you get to our markets, people go like, this salmon, fish, common fish. It is not Ghanaian fish. It is Abidjan salmon. Really? That's how you want to trade? You go to our markets and you hear, oh, Wagadugu. You are selling tomato for people. Look, a friend of mine, Vignon, I visited for the tax dialogues in the regions. Just the last month, we had a tax dialogue. We visited all the regions. When we got to Tamale, my friend Vignon told me, look, he stands at the Gariba Lodge and sees the number of vehicles that loads products from Burkina. I joined him that evening, and it was pathetic. The number of trucks that were coming into Ghana with goat, maize, tomato from Burkina Faso. What are you doing?
Jeffrey, with everything that you have said, I believe that the government is aware of it. What are they doing about it?
Oh, the next thing you leave me to believe is that the people supposed to check are benefiting from it. Or they are under capacity. Because if you have the capacity, these goods, by ECOWAS protocols, they are allowed to come in. All you have to do is to tax them. Ensure that you place high taxes on these imported goods. And that's it. If you do anything else to place some high taxes on them, then you protect your local industry.
So this issue has been there for quite some time. But up till now, the measures you are saying they should put in place, they haven't done it. Is it that they are not privy to all of this?
They are aware.
So what is holding them?
Well, it's about the demand. Like let's say for the fact that foreigners are not supposed to retail.
Right.
They have to do wholesale. But what do you see in the markets? Let's take a gentle stroll to Circle right now. Not too far from here. Let's go to Tiptoe Lane. You see people from other countries retailing, selling one phone to the other, and even batteries. Phone batteries, they're selling it. That's the problem. These are the jobs for the young people in this country who are not getting jobs. I'm not defending government. I'm telling you the truth that, government will create a problem. But it is proper and better if we, the citizens, take up the job and employ ourselves. You see, the truth is that I want the government to create the tax base of giving support to the Ghanaian people, ensuring that, look, for example, these ones are, basic rules. But how do we apply them? It is not as if we hate anybody from any country. If we don't want to apply them, let's amend the rules and the laws. Because the Constitution allows it as a law and has put it in place. Look.
I think somewhere last week on Friday, some shops were closed in Kaswa. I think it was for Nigerians. This issue comes up every year, right? Most of the time it comes up. But at the end of the day, people are like, okay, so let's look at the friendship between these countries. There are people trading in Nigeria and all of that. And then we come back to square one. What do you think should be done?
So your children go to play in Mr. Anson's house and they play in the hall. So Mr. Anson's children should come and play in your bedroom. That's what you're telling me. Your children go to Mr. Anson's house to play in the hall because they were not limited. You want Mr. Anson's children to come and play in my bedroom. That is what you are telling me. Look, there are rules. Rules and laws are rules and laws. Look, Nigeria has a bigger market. We can do a lot of things together. Kwame Nkrumah started Ghana, Guinea, Mali. Why you think Ghana, we don't have a spirit of trading with ourselves? We have it. Kwame Nkrumah allowed cattle to graze all the way from the borders, from Ouagadougou, straight down, and come and end in Ashaiman. Why do you think so? Truth is, trade and that brotherly and sisterly love should be there. But do you want to do it and explore it to the best and betterment of your people's destiny? Or you want to do it so that it deters you? Then you get the clap for being a good person? No. Nobody does business like that. We should trade. ECOWAS protocols are there. World Trade Organizations have put protocols in place. Applying them, then you couch your local laws to be in tandem. I'm sure you're not telling me that our local laws of trade are not in tandem with the WTO and the ECOWAS protocols. They are safely in tandem with them. We saw all those protocols in place before we applied this rule on our paper and adopted them. Let's apply it to the fullest. That's why I'm saying, who am I, son of a poor Banku seller, to come and give the rules? I'm saying what is on the paper should be applied, or let's amend it. Because look, Guta has been on this thing for several times. They come on the paper and say, look, you cannot let Ghanaians sit jobless or cashless in the blink, and then you allow foreigners to take over the markets. So what do? The foreigners are not totally taken out. They're actually allowed to do wholesale. But then retailing in singles should be done by Ghanaians. And that said, even further, you ask, how do you check this? Because Ghanaians could also front. But if we have a better task force in place, we should be able to check all these and ensure, if it's getting difficult, then let those things be there, and then you amend it such that they will pay more taxes, so that you use the proceeds from that penalty tax to create jobs for people. That's all we're talking about. But the truth is, I'm sure, back to where you are, we should play these rules to our advantage. We should ensure that we protect our local goods. when we have enforced all these and we are exporting more within the African Continental Free Trade Area, which I'm hoping and praying, these are some of the things that are happening. And also it could be a twist and change of our taste. You know, it could also be the broke system, you know. I mean, people are not even, I don't know where you passed to this place today, but I didn't really see Christmas, you know.
Geoffrey, we'll come back to that. People are really enjoying in their homes. You have no idea. It's the streets that it has not been lighted yet.
Let me go by the Jesus principle. We'll you know what Jesus told the women of Galilee? He said they should cry for themselves. I'll cry for myself.
Cry or cry.
Maybe my house is not blooming with the lights and the Christmas.
Okay, so we'll come back to the issue of the currency, but